They say money does not grow on trees. In this city, that is a lie. It grows on something far older and far worse, and it is always, always hungry. Let me tell you about Daniel, a good man, a gentle man, the kind who pays back every kobo he borrows. And good men, you will find, are exactly who it comes looking for. 7 years of school, 2 degrees on the wall, and an inbox full of nothing but rejection in a country that had no use for either of them. He had done everything right, and right had taken him nowhere. His phone only rang when somebody wanted their money back. Money he did not have, so he stopped answering and let it ring, and the shame grew heavier each time. There was an eviction notice taped to his door, 30 days, and in the whole wide world he did not have a single plan to take it down. And then there was his mother, the only family he had left in this life. Lying in a hospital bed she could not pay for, fighting for every single breath. The doctors had a treatment, one that would save her, they said. It cost more than Daniel could earn in 3 long years. They said it gently, the way you tell a poor man his mother is going to die. So he did the only thing a desperate son can do. He begged. Cap in hand, he went from door to every big man in the family, and they looked at him like he was dirt. The same uncle who once ate at his father's table, who once called him his favorite, waved him away like a common beggar. That night, Daniel sat alone in the dark, and for the very first time in his life, he understood exactly how a good man becomes a desperate one. He had someone too, Sarah, the woman he loved. He had promised her a life, a home, children one day. Now he could barely promise her dinner, and he could not even meet her eyes. And then, of all people, came Tony. They had failed the same exams together, years ago, 2 boys with empty pockets. But Tony somehow now had everything. The car, the gold, the easy, shining smile. Tony looked at his old friend drowning right in front of him, and something behind his eyes flickered. He put a slow hand on Daniel's shoulder and leaned in close. He looked around first as if the very walls were listening. And then he whispered, a name, a place, and one single warning pressed into Daniel's ear. Do not ever ask how it works. Daniel knew, deep in his spirit, that this was a door no man should ever open. He said no. He said it once, twice, 3 times, and he meant it every time. Then his mother's monitor went silent. For 4 whole seconds, the room held its breath with her, and then it beeped again. And that same night, Daniel was walking up a long, dark road toward a house that should not exist. He did not even knock. He lifted his hand, and before his knuckles could touch it, the great iron gate swung open by itself. And inside, in a room drowning in candlelight, a man was already seated, already waiting, as though he had been expecting Daniel his entire life. Sit, Daniel, the man said, warm as an old friend. And Daniel's blood ran cold because never once had he told this man his name. I am not going to lend you money, the man said softly. I am going to give you a loan. A loan you never repay with money. You sign nothing, there is no paper, you simply quietly accept. And thinking of his mother dying alone in that ward, Daniel opened his mouth and said the one small word that would cost him absolutely everything. Yes, he woke at dawn in his own narrow bed, certain it had all been a fever dream, until his bare foot, swinging to the floor, touched something heavy underneath it. A bag, a heavy bag, stuffed full with more money than Daniel had seen in his whole life. Real money, cool to the touch. And every last note of it was his. By that very afternoon, the hospital was paid. Every kobo, in full, and his mother, his sweet praying mother, was going to live after all. Daniel wept like a small child, not from fear, not yet, from joy. He had saved her. Whatever it had cost him in the dark, he had saved her. For 3 whole days, Daniel was the happiest man in the city. The debts gone, the shame gone. For the first time in his life, he was somebody. He had finally arrived. And then on the morning of the 3rd day, his phone rang with news. His uncle was dead. The very same uncle who had waved him away like a beggar, dead in his sleep. No sickness, no accident, no reason on this earth. The family wept and called it shock. It was there at the funeral, standing quiet among the mourners, that Daniel slid his hand into his pocket and his fingers closed around something that did not belong to him. A single white cowrie shell. He had not put it there. No one had. And when he slowly turned his wrist to look closer, he saw it. A faint dark mark blooming up from under his skin. Like a stain, like spilled ink, like a signature. That night his phone rang again. It was Tony, and Tony was not smiling now. His voice was shaking down the line. Daniel, he said, the money, tell me. Did anybody die this week? Please, tell me nobody died.